Hello, greetings everyone. I'm ALYSSA BRILLANTE. Today I'm going to discuss the public class user. So the purpose of this class is it represents a generic user in the system. So basically it stores basic information like username, password, and role like admin or customer. So it has getters for these fields, so other parts of the program can access them. So we have the method set role to change the user's role. And now we have class customer. So it represents a user with a customer role. So basically it inherits from user, which is why we use the extends keyword. And when a customer is created, it automatically sets the role to user role.customer. And next we have the user manager. So the purpose of this class is it manages all the users like a controller or manager for user related operations. So basically it implements the singleton pattern to make sure there is only one user manager instance in the system. So it also stores a list of users, which is this. So it also provides methods like add user, which is this one. So basically it add user to the system, and then we have the authenticate. So it authenticates the user, basically checking if the username and the username or password is correct for login. And then we have the get all users. So it returns a copy of all users, and then the find user by username. So basically we search for a user by its username and remove user. So basically we are removing a user by its username, and same goes for the update user. We update the user by their username. Hello, greetings everyone. I'm ALYSSA BRILLANTE, and I am here again to discuss naman the user role. So this one is the one responsible for different roles a user can have in the system. So we have the admin, customer, and kitchen staff. So the admin, those are the one who are managing the system, and the customer for regular user placing orders, and for the kitchen staff, they are the one who handles the food preparation. And then next we have the menu item type. So we have the main dish, beverage, and dessert. So this one, it classifies items in the menu by their type. And then last we have the order status. So this one tracks the current state of a customer's order. So we have pending, so order is placed but not yet confirmed. And then we have confirmed, so order has been accepted by the staff. And then the completed is where the order is done and ready or delivered. Hello, greetings everyone. I'm ALYSSA BRILLANTE, and I'm here to discuss the public class name. So basically the purpose of this class is it serves as the entry point of application. So this is where the program starts running. So we have the main method, so which is this one. So this line prepares or loads the default data needed for the program to work, like creating some users or menu items ahead of time. So it ensures your app starts with sample data such as admin, customer, and staff accounts. And then we have the comments with login credentials. So for the admin, we have admin 123, and for the customer 1, customer 123, and for the staff, we have staff and staff 123. And then we have the login frame. So this creates the login window that lets user enter their username and password. And then the login frame set visible to true makes the login window appear on screen so the user can interact with it.
Greetings everyone, my name is MEJIA, and now I will discuss the data initializer.java. So for the class, public class data initializer, this purpose of this is to utility class that set up initial data for the application, including user and menu items when the system start. So let's go to let's break down the code, and this part is to initialize the public class to accessible from anywhere in the project. And this line of code is for defining a static method in order to call without creating an object. The purpose of this is to centralize the setup of initial app data. And let's go to the user initialization. This will retrieve the singleton instances of user manager, which manage all user in the system. This will add a new admin user with the username of admin and password admin123. And also this will add a customer user with the customer 1 and customer 123, and also this tab. Mostly the customer is likely a subclass of the user. And so let's go to the menu initialization, and this will create the instances of menu item factory, which is design pattern used to simplify creation of menu item object. And this will retrieve a singleton of instances of menu manager, which is store and manage of all menu items. This will add the main dish, which is the burger with description, pizza, and Coca-Cola and ice cream, and with their specific price. And I think that's all for the data initializer .java, and thank you. Dangal greetings everyone, my name is MEJIA. So I'm back again, and I will discuss the login frame .java. So what is the purpose of this class? This will serve as the user authentication screen in the restaurant management system. It's capture the login, credential, and validate them using user manager. And it redirect to the appropriate dashboard based on the user role. The super class is the JFrame, which is this will be the main window of swing-based GUI. So let's go back. Let's go to the code breakdown. So this line of code is the imports, which is this will use to for the GUI components like JFrame, JButton, and layout, colors, font settings, and handling the UI event. And let's go to the field. So this two, which is this will for this part is for text input for username, and also input for password field. And the constructor login frame. This part will set the icon, title, and fix window size. This will center the window screen and close the app when the window is closed. And let's go to the UI panel layout, which is this line of code. This line of code is for username label plus field, which is there are specific font and design of the layout. So let's go to the method, which is handle login. This is for read input and to get the authenticate user, and if invalid credential, we use if else, and we use role-based redirection for this line of code. And if there is an error, there will be a message dialog that show invalid username or password. It's an error message. So let's go back. I think for the login frame.java, that's all. Thank you. Dangal greetings everyone, my name is MEJIA, and now I will discuss the payment dialog.java. So for this class, this will handle the payment process for an order, and it allows the user to input the paid amount, calculate change, and validate whether payment is sufficient. The J dialog is the super class. So let's break down the code. For this part, this will be the swing and AWT libraries for GUI component, layout, and event. And for this part, this is the instances variable, which is for the order, the current order being paid for in amount. This the value by user. This change is about computed if the paid amount is greater than equals to total. And payment successful is for valid payment if true. So let's move on to constructor. This part is the constructor, payment dialog, JFrame parent, and order. This will initialize the modal dialog, title, payment, and for the storing the order and initialize the payment date. And also it will change the panel, and it shows the calculate changes or validation message. Let's move forward to main UI components, which is this part. This is about the total panel. This will label an input field for entering payment, and this will prefill the amount with the order total for convenient. These are the K listener, which is for auto update changes, for calculating change as the user type, or it shows the calculated change or validation message about confirm payment or cancel. So let's move to the method, calculate change. This will parse the user input as a double, and if fade is greater than equal to total, and if not, if else we use if else in order to if the valid if the input is invalid. So let's go to the method cancel. This will close the dialog and marks payment as unsuccessful. And I think that's all. Thank you.
Greetings, my name is King Humphrey R. AMANDY, and I will discuss the customer dashboard.java. And these are the imports, and I will start from the in the public class customer dashboard extend JFrame. For the customer dashboard extend JFrame, this is for the GUI, the graphic user interface window. For the private customer, this is for the login customer, and the private current order, this is for the cart or ordering by being built. Next is the private J label total label. This is for the display the cart total. And for the lastly is the private default table model. This is used to dynamically update the cart table. Next is the public customer dashboard. It initializes the dashboard for the given customer and create a new order for the customer. Next is the set icon image. This set a window icon and title, size, and center it on the. It will center the icon. Next is the JPanel top panel. It creates a logout button and the color is red and it is styled to the top right. Next is the JPanel button panel and the J label welcome label. It adds a welcome label to the left top panel, and the J label new label 2 is this display an image of a pizza in the center of the top bar. And for the JTab pane, new JTab pane, this create a 3 tabs using JTab pane. And for the tab pane, add change listener. This is when switching to the cart tab from the cart table and the total are updated. For the get content pane set and the get content pane add tab panel and get content pane that add tab pane. This add the tab panel and tab pane to the frame layout. For the logout, this is the private void logout. This confirm and perform a logout, closes the dashboard and open the login screen. For the menu panel, the private J panel create menu panel. This creating a panel and fills the J list with a menu item. For the for loop, this set up the list rendering for custom display. The C renderer class below. This is the J spinner quantity spinner. It add a selected item and quantity to the cart. For the private J panel create cart panel, it sets up a non-editable cart table. And for the J table cart table, this allow the user to remove item by double-clicking a row. For the total label, na new label, this handles the payment process, and if it is successful, the order is confirmed and stored, and a new one will start. For the private J panel create order history panel, this show the past order in a table. For the J table history table, this is for the selecting an order and show the details of the receipt in a text area. For the update method, this private void update cart table default table model. This refresh the user interface when cart content is changed. For the custom menu item renderer, this is private class menu item renderer extend default list cell renderer. This control how each menu item appears in the list, showing name, price, and tooltip description. That's all for the customer dashboard.java. Next is the menu item.java. These are the imports, and I will start in the public abstract class menu item. This declared an abstract, which mean we cannot create an object of this class directly. These are the private fields, private properties for the string name and the string description and for the double price. For the public menu item, this used to initialize a new menu item with a name, description, and price. For the getter and setter method, this used to retrieve or update the menu item name, and it is used for the to get the description and set for the description, and for the get price and set price, this used to get or modify the price of the item. Next is dash is for the menu item factory.java. The public class menu item factory. This class act as a centralized object creator. It hides the logic of which subclass to instantiate, keeping the client code clean and simple. For the method, the public menu item create menu item. It has a parameter for the name, description, price to pass to the constructor of the specific menu item. It has a return type menu item. Object could be a main dish, beverage, or dessert. So we use a switch statement to determine which class to instantiate. If the type is invalid, it will throw an error. For the class main dish extend menu item, it will represent the main course items like burger, pasta, or rice meal. Also, it will return the main dish for the item type. For the beverage class, the class beverage extend menu item, this represent drink item like soda, juice, or coffee to return the beverage as the type. For the class dessert extend menu item, this will represent the sweet item like cakes, ice cream, or pastillas. It will also return the dessert for the type. And that's all for the menu item factory.java.
So then, greetings, I'm HAIDEE FAJARDO, and today I'm going to explain Order History Manager.java. So now let's start. So these imports bring in Java utilities. List is a general interface for ordered collections. ARRAY_LIST is a concrete list implementation, and collectors is used to collect string results into a list. Now, for public class order history manager, this defines a public class order history manager that will handle storing and retrieving past orders. This line declares a static variable to hold a single instance of this class. And now for this one, it declares a list to store order objects that have been completed. Now for the highlighted part, this is a private constructor that initializes the list. This ensures that the class can be instantiated from outside. This method provides access to single instance of the class. It is synchronized to ensure thread safety. If the instance doesn't exist yet, it creates it. Otherwise, it returns the existing instance. Next, for public void add completed order, it adds a completed order to the list if there is not already one with the same order ID. It prevents duplicate entries based on order ID. Next, this one returns a copy of the list of completed orders. This prevents external modification of the internal list. So for this one, it finds and returns all orders made by a specific customer. It uses Java streams to filter orders by matching usernames. And lastly, for this code, it finds the first order with a matching order ID. If none is found, it returns null. And that is all for Order History Manager.java. So then, greetings, I'm HAIDEE FAJARDO, and today I'm going to explain menu item edit dialog.java. So let's start. For this part of the code, these imports bring in Java Spring components, AWT layout tools, and event handling classes needed to build the GUI dialog. Next. So this defines a class that extends JDialog used to create a pop-up dialog window for adding or editing a menu item. So next. So this declares class level variables to store the menu item, input fields for name, description, price, a drop-down for type selection, a flag to track if data was saved, and a label for an icon. So now for this one. So this is the constructor for the dialog. It sets the title depending on whether the menu item is being added or edited. It also stores the past in item. Next, for this line, so this sets the icon image of the dialog window. Next one. So this creates a panel using read bag layout and sets initial constraints for layout positioning. Next, for this block of code, so this creates and places the name label in the layout with specific font settings. Moving on to this one. So this creates a text field for the name, applies font, prefills it if editing, and adds it to the panel. Next. So for this one, it sets up layout position and initializes description text field value if editing an item. So field itself is created later. Next. So this prepares for price field and prefills it if a menu item is being edited. So now moving on to this. So this moves to the next grid row to place the type dropdown. Now for this block, it checks the instance type of the menu item and selects the corresponding item type in the combo box. Now for this one. So it prepares the next layout row and creates a panel to hold the save and the cancel buttons. Now, speaking of the save and the cancel button, let's move on to this one. So this creates a green save button with an event that validates input, sets save to true, and closes the dialog. Next, for the cancel button. So this creates a red cancel button that closes the dialog without saving. Now, for this one, so this just adds the description label to the panel. Next, for this one, it creates and places the description input field on the panel. Now, for this block, so it only adds the price label to the panel, and for this one, it creates and adds the price input field. Now, for this one, so it adds the type label. And for this block of code, it creates and adds the combo box that lists available menu item text. Now, let's go down to this one. So this creates a label to display an icon and adds it to the button panel. So now, this one, it adds the save and cancel buttons to the button panel. For this block, it adds the button panel to the main panel, sets the panel as the content of the dialog, resizes the window to fit components, and centers it on the parents. Now let's move on to the methods in this Java class. So this retrieves and trims the input values for name, description, and price. So this checks if the name or description fields are empty and shows an error message if they are. Now for this one, this validates that the price is a positive number and shows an error if not. Returns true if all fields are valid. Now let's move on to this one. So this returns null if the user did not save the changes. And now for this one, it gets user inputs to create a new menu item. Now moving on. It uses a factory to create and return the new menu item. And for the last method, so it returns whether the user pressed save. And that is all for menu item edit dialog.java.
Thanks everyone, I am FRISCO, and for the order observer class, the code implements the observer design pattern, which is commonly used when one object needs to automatically notify other objects about changes in its state. So this defines the order observer interface. It declares a method name update which accepts an order object. Any class that implements this interface will be required to define what happens when update is called. So this defines the kitchen stop observer class. It uses the implements keyword to signal that it follows the rule set by the order observer interface. This line declares a private field staff name to store the name of the kitchen staff member. Keeping it private follows the principle of encapsulation. This is the constructor of the kitchen staff observer class. It takes a staff name as a parameter and assigns it to the class private field using this.staff name equals staff name. So this is the overridden method from the order observer interface. It defines what should happen when the observer receives a new order update. While this line prints a notification method to the console. It tells the specific staff member that a new order has been placed, including the order's ID from order.getOrderID. So this code allows you to create multiple kitchen staff observer objects, each representing a different staff member. When a new order is placed, an order manager class would call the update method for each observer, allowing each kitchen staff member to be notified with a customized message. For the order queue manager, it implements a singleton design pattern to manage a queue of orders in the restaurant system. So this line imports the list and release classes from the Java collection framework. These are used to store lists of orders and observers. While this line declares the class queue manager, which will manage orders and notify order observers about updates. Private static order queue manager instance declares a private static variable instance of type order queue manager. This variable will hold a single instance of this class. While it declares two private fields. First is orders to hold the list of current orders. Second is observers to hold the list of objects interested in order updates. Private constructor initializes orders and observers as new empty array lists. The constructor is private to prevent other classes from creating instances directly. This static method provides a global access point to the single instance. The method is synchronized to make it thread safe. It creates a new instance only if one doesn't exist yet. Adds a new order to the order list. Calls notify observers order to update all registered observers about the new order. This block of codes removes the given order from the orders list. Checks if the order status is not confirmed. If not confirmed, it marks the order as complete by calling order.complete order. Adds the completed order to an order history manager for record keeping. While this line returns a new copy of the list of pending orders, returning a new list protects the internal orders list from being modified outside this class, and adds a new observer to the observers list so it can receive updates when orders change. While public void remove observer, it removes an observer from the list so it will no longer receive notifications. It reads over all registered observers. calls their update method to notify them about the new or updated order. Getting Server 1, for the class menu manager, it implements the singleton pattern to ensure there is only one centralized manager for menu items in the system. So it imports the list and array these classes to store and manipulate the collection of menu items. Public class menu manager declares the class menu manager which will manage all menu-related operations. Declares a private static variable instance to hold a single instance of menu manager. Private list menu items declares a private field menu items which aggregates multiple menu items objects. This means that menu manager has many menu items but does not own their life cycle strictly. Private constructor initializes the menu item list. The constructor is private to prevent external instantiation. It provides a thread-safe global access method to get the single menu manager instance. It also uses the lazy initialization. The instance is created only when first requested. Public void add menu item adds a new menu item to the internal list and returns a new copy of the menu item list to prevent external modification. So this line of code searches the list using Java streams to find the first menu item with a matching name. Returns the found item or null if not found. While it removes menu items matching the specified name, returns true if any item was removed, false otherwise. This block of code searches for a menu item by name. If found, replaces the old item with the updated one and returns true. Returns false if no matching item is found. These lines filters menu items by their type, converts the menu items enum into a class name string and compares it with each item's class name. It also collects matching item into a list and returns it. This is the helper method that maps the menu item type enum to the corresponding class name string. So that's all.
So greetings, this is the order.java. So dito sa order.java is makita natin no, yung mga properties or mga attributes. So dito natin makita sa order ID, customer. So natanggap na ng list ng order items. So yung date din, order status, so receipt, and double, etc. And may mga key methods tayo dito. Yung mga add item, ito, complete order, so yun, complete order, confirm order, process payment. So i-discuss ko yan isa-isa. So dito, sa order item, sa order item represents a single line in item order. So yung menu item, nire-reference natin yung specific menu na in-order natin na item. So, dito rin natin makikita yung quantity. So, dito sa class na to, is makikita natin yung computation. Computation ng quantity tas yung amount. So, ito may computation tayo dito. Kung ilan. So, yun. And yung receipt. So, dito may format tayo ng resibo. So, gumamit kami dito ng string builder and also the simple date format para alam natin kung kailan nito in-order ni user. So, gine-generate natin yung resibo, no? Yung order ID, saka yung date, yung customer name, yung item list with quantities and prices, and the subtotals. So, gumamit kami ng append, pati string.format. So, para may, ano naman siya, parang maganda yung itsura niya. So, yung order total amount din nandito, total amount, yung method na to. So, ayan siya, ito total amount. So, payment details. So, kunwari may payment details. So, ko-confirm lang yun ni user. So, and thank you message. So, dito makita natin yung relationship nito is aggregation. So yung order is contains order items and receipt. So may static counter din tayo dito ng next ID provides a auto increment order IDs. So nag-auto increment yung ID, yung order ID. So model class pattern, these classes represent business entities. And this structure, this whole na Java class is allows the system to track orders from creation through payment processing while maintaining details about ordered items and generating receipts. So ayun lang. So, greetings, this is the kitchen dashboard, no, na naglalaman ng mga view orders, complete orders, real-time update, yung kapag nagbago yung orders, and the logout functionality. So, yung nandito rin yung mga GUI elements na may main window, yung mga JLabel. So, ang importante is makita natin kung ano yung mga methods. So, first is, so makita natin dito may logout nga. So, yun. It confirms the logout, so unregistered from receiving order updates. So, i-close niya yung dashboard window, tapos i-open niya si login screen. So, ayun lang. Then, the update order table. So, sa update order table, clears existing table rows and retrieves current pending orders from order queue manager. So, kinukuha niya yung laman nito sa order queue na ito, dito. So, nandito yung mga, dito naglalaman yung mga orders. So, kinukuha niya yung laman nito dito sa kitchen dashboard. So, for each order, formats order details, especially the item list, and ina-add niya yung bawat order as a new row in the table. So dito common yung mga interface to and kuha lang ng kuha sa ibang class kung ano yung laman. And update, pinakall nito when order status changes. So gumamit tayo ng swing utilities that invoke later to safely update the UI from any thread. So it refreshes the order table and plays a notification sound. So ayun yung ano nito. May parang notification sound tayo. So sa dispose, I think ito yung pinakamahalaga yung dispose. Oh, nangyari. Yeah. So yeah. So yung dispose is in-override nito yung JPair's dispose method, no? So, in-ensure nito that the class unregister from order queue manager when closed. So, kapag close, wala na tayo mariregister na values or data na galing kay order queue manager or mga orders. So, iniwasan nito yung memory leaks by cleaning up the observer relationship. So yung pattern nito, yung pattern na ginamit namin dito is sa order queue manager kami kumukuha ng order updates. So, singleton pattern to uses order queue manager that get instance of. So, saan yun? Order queue. So, yun. Kumukuha tayo ng order dito sa order queue manager. So, ayun lang.
Okay, so greetings everyone. My name is Larren, Rosales, and I'm here to discuss the admin dashboard Java class. This Java class is made possible through Java Swing, and it basically manages yung users nito like employees, admins, and even yung mga customers. So, nagmamanage nito ng mga menu items, main dishes, yung beverages, and yung desserts. And of course, lastly, nag-generate ito ng reports like kung ano yung top selling food, ano yung binili ni customer 1, customer 2, and kung magkano na ba yung mga nabenta. So, first of all, ating ipakita ang user interface ng ating admin dashboard. So, it is only accessible by logging in the admin credentials. So, admin, and then the password will be 3. As you can see, we are greeted with the admin dashboard itself. Ito pong admin dashboard ay dito po pinapakita yung pinaka-base layout nitong ating window here. As you can see, meron ditong mga tabs and yung mga buttons. Okay. As you can see here, nakikita natin ang mga tabs which is part ito ng pinaka ating admin dashboard frame. Yung nakapaloob dito is yung logout button which is this one. Then create user management panel, and create user model, user table model which is itong whole part na ito. And makita natin dito is create user management buttons which ito yun. So kay add user, ang magiging ano niyan, function niyan ay itong handle add user method which is basically by the name suggests nag-add ng user. Similar with the handle edit user, nag-edit ng user, and of course handle delete user which deletes a user. So itong edit and delete user will only be possible pag nag-click ka muna ng row. And basically, hindi ito possible pag walang rows or walang records na naka-input dito. Then punta tayo sa menu items which is made possible through the use of the create menu management panel and create menu table model. And ayan, makikita natin nandito, ito po ang ating mga default values which is made possible through the data initializer Java class. So, and ayan, makikita din natin, similar sa users kanina, meron din tayong create management buttons, menu management buttons rather. Itong tatlo yun. And itong mga buttons na ito, may kanilang mga methods na kino-call out pag trigger ang pag-click. So, handle add menu items, handle edit menu items, and of course, yung handle the deletion of the menu items. And of course, yung pag-update din ito. And then lastly, nandito ang daily sales report, most ordered items report, and customer order history report which is made possible through the create reports panel. And of course, yung mga reports na yun ay may mga sarili-sariling methods din sila which is this one, the daily sales, the most ordered item, and the generate customer order history. And as you can see, meron din tayong date range filter dito made possible by the filters or filter orders by date range. And we can generate reports through that. Kaya wala palang record. So, wala pang masyadong maipapakita. Okay, so greetings everyone. I'm here once again, Larren Rosales, to demonstrate or to give you a walkthrough of our restaurant management system program. So, firstly, tayo po ay mag-create ng login page. So, as you can see here, tayo po ay may mga initialized login credentials. So, one for admin, one for a customer, and one for staff. So, let's try doing the customers first. So, ang customer login credentials po natin na default ay customer 1 and the password will be customer 123. As you can see, we are greeted with the menu tab, the the cart tab, and the order history tab. So dito, tayo po ay pipili ng ating menu item. Pipili muna tayo ng menu item before tayo mag-click ng add to cart or mag-modify ng quantity nito. As stated din sa instruction dito sa ibaba. So let's say we want burger, add to cart. We want cola, but this time let's make it 2 cola. We want pizza, or let's make it 3, and 1 ice cream only. And as you can see, it's already reflected sa ating cart table. Wherein dito, pwede tayong mag-delete. Pero paano? As stated dito sa instruction sa baba, pwede tayong mag-delete through double-clicking an item. So let's say, ayoko na pala ng pizza na kaumay. Double-click. As you can see, double-click ulit. Ayan. Ano pang? Isa pa nga. And now, as you can see, yung mga in-add to cart natin kanina ay magre-reflect dito sa cart table. So, as you can see, dito, pwede na nating ma-place order ito. Pero what if gusto ko muna magbawas? And this is possible through double-click an item, which is stated din naman sa instruction sa baba. So, let's say, ayoko na ng pizza na kaumay. Huwag na natin bilhin. So, double-click. And you can see, meron tayong dialog box na ipapakita. Which is also dynamic din since mag-iiba yung ipapakitang pangalan depende sa item na pinili mo. So, let's say, I click cola. So, you can see, remove cola from the cart. So, burger, remove burger from the cart. Pero, I want pizza na matanggal sa cart natin. So, let's confirm that. And as you can see, wala na yung pizza. And, ayun, dynamic din itong text sa baba which shows us the total price of the menu items that we are ordering. And dito din, makikita din natin yung subtotal which changes depende sa kung ano yung presyo ng item mo and multiplied by the quantity. So, say place order, may dialog box which confirms our option. Click yes. As you can see, meron tayong payment dialog box ulit which allows us to input the amount of money na ipambabayad natin doon sa total price ng in-order natin. And then dito, may dynamic din to which shows us the change or kung insufficient yung i-input natin. So, $13.96 or $13.96. As you can see, wala siyang change since sakto siya. What if 21 lang? Or, ayan, 21 or 22, 30. As you can see, sobra. It automatically changes. And it says na ang supply natin or change natin ay $16.04. Pero what if kulang, di ba? 11 lang. As you can see, insufficient amount. Kinonfirm natin yan. Wala. Payment amount must be at least $13.96. So, $14. So, tayo ay may 4 cents na change from payment natin. And as you can see, tayo ay may resibo na ipapakita through a dialog box. Confirming our order. And even nandito din yung pinaka-tally or computation nung presyo nung order items o menu items rather na pinili natin. So, and ayan, mawawala na siya sa cart. Mapupunta na siya dito sa order history. Pero, refresh muna natin siya. As you can see, meron na tayong order na na-confirm and naipakita dito sa order history. As you can see, pag kinlik natin yan, mag-show ang resibo nito. So, let's try order another. And place order. As you can see, nadadagdagan siya. As you can see, burger. And the status is now confirmed. Meaning, confirm natin yung order through place order button dito sa cart. So, ayan. Take note of that confirmed status because now we are moving forward through the kitchen staff dashboard. Pero, accessible lang ito by logging this out and logging into the staff credential, which is showed here. Staff, and the password is staff123. Let's log it in. And as you can see, yung order natin kanina na place order, which is na-confirm siya, pupunta din siya dito sa ating order queue sa kitchen staff dashboard. So, let's say in real life, parang dito, yan na natin, parang niluluto na, ginagawa na yung order natin. So, once natapos na yung order, click an item, and we'll just use or click the complete order button. And it automatically changes the status to complete and deletes it from the queue. As you can see, may isa na lang na confirmed order. Yung isa completed na. And to show you that it actually changed, let's log out and log into the customer again. And go on to the order history, and as you can see, it is now changed to complete status. And now let's move forward with the admin dashboard. So it's only accessible by logging in the admin credentials, which is the admin, then the password will be admin123. And now as you can see, we are greeted with the admin dashboard na may tatlong tabs: users, menu, items, and reports. And sa users, papakita nito yung mga user. And by default, meron tayong admin, staff, and customer na naka-initialize na, di ba, by default. So, pero, pwede natin dagdagan yan. So, let's say, ako bilang customer. Lagyan natin. Enter password. Yan. And let's say, customer. As you can see, may bago na tayong customer. Ako, dagdag pa tayo user. Let's say, yung ka-member ko. Si JC. This time, siya naman ay admin. At siya, and dagdag ulit tayo. Si HAIDEE na ka-member ko din. And let's say, siya naman ay kitchen staff. And now, let's say, gusto kong i-delete si customer 1. So, kailangan muna i-click muna natin siya before natin siyang i-delete user. Or i-edit. As you can see, na-delete na si customer 1. So, pag nilagout natin siya, si customer 1 ay hindi na dapat accessible. So, let's try logging in customer 1's credentials. As you can see, hindi na siya nabasa. So, so let's try logging into another, let's try logging into an admin account. Let's try the new admin account. And as you can see, it directs us to the admin dashboard because the account credential that we just typed in is an admin account, just this one. So, let's say, i-edit natin ang access niya. Muna, let's say, customer na lang din siya. Pag nilagout natin yan, hindi na dapat siya maka-access doon sa admin dashboard since updated na ang kanyang position or yung role. From admin, naging customer na lang siya. So, dapat hindi niya ma-access ang admin dashboard. And as you can see, instead of the admin dashboard, tayo ay napunta sa customer dashboard with the updated credential. So, let's log that one out. And balik tayo sa admin. As you can see, tayo naman ay lumipat sa menu items. So, si menu items ay may default values na rin. Si burger, si pizza, si cola, and si ice cream. Let's say, I want to add another one. Ano bang pwede? Let's say, orange juice. Description, orange flavored juice. And the price, $199. And of course, it's a beverage. So, let's save it. As you can see, a menu item added successfully. Let's say, let's add another one. Let's say steak. Description, medium rare. Price, $24.99. Main dish, save. Menu item successfully. And then, now let's say, walang mahal, ayoko niyan, delete na natin. Hindi delete. Ayan. You can see, deleted na si steak. And, ayan, remember may dinagdag tayong orange flavored juice. So, dapat, makikita natin siya pag nag-login tayo sa customer. So, let's log out. Say, customer ako na. Since deleted na si customer 1. And as you can see, meron na orange juice. And when we added it to cart, it confirms it. As you can see, nandito na rin yung history natin. And then, let's confirm it. Or complete it through the staff account. Or meron din tayong ginawang bagong staff account. Try natin i-access yun through that. As you can see, accessible siya. Now dito, makikita natin yung pangalan nung nag-order, which is me, yung credentials ko. So, let's complete that. And let's complete this remaining one as well kanina. And log out natin. Punta tayo kay customer ulit, which is ako ulit. Makikita natin na completed na yung order ko. Now, let's move on to the admin ulit. And mag-generate tayo ng report. So, daily sales report na natin. And as you can see, nandito na ang ating generated report. Total sales, number of orders, 3, average order value, and daily breakdown. So, isang araw pa lang naman. So, wala masyadong data yan. Most ordered items, si burger, si cola, si orange juice, yung ating newly added menu item, and si ice cream. And makikita din natin dito, customer, order history. So, we can specify kung sinong customer lang ba. kung ako lang ba or all customers. Sorry, all customers. As you can see, customer 1 yung tinigit natin. Nandito pa rin yung record niya and yung record ko. Pag-record ko lang, ayan lang ang mapakita. So, that is all for our restaurant management system application made possible through Java Swing and of course relationships with the classes. So that is all. Thank you for listening.